Good morning from the Pocono Raceway and welcome to day 2 of race weekend, which is the MillerTech Battery 200 for the Craftsman Truck Series. Everyone here seems to be sleeping in, but I've already been awake for hours getting some work done and appreciating the sounds of the campground around me. Last night I watched someone set up an air mattress on a truck bed in a camping spot next to me, and then coming back to my memory foam double layer mattress made me feel like I was living in luxury. Even though I don't have a kitchen or a closet door, but honestly this van is already feeling so much like home. Another reason I love taking road trips in Pennsylvania is because my parents live nearby and they can always just drive out and join me. Oh my god, welcome to the Infield.
I took the power strip and plugged in 2 batteries.
People make fun of me for having 5 zillion power stations, but look, everybody uses them. I remember when I was young how my dad loved NASCAR, and he's even been to this track a few times before. Interestingly, almost every member of my family has a cool, interesting story about this place. My grandfather was telling me how many years ago my uncle and him actually came down because he used to work for 3M and he was hired as a technician. The track gave him incredible seats and my uncle collected cans the whole time to make money. And my dad was also telling me how when he used to work for UPS and there was a UPS truck in the race, his company actually gave him some tickets that were incredible and they got right up against the gate, and he remembers being starstruck when Joe Gibbs walked right by them. So it's just so cool to me that I feel like this has become a family tradition of sorts and that I'll be a 3rd generation Pocono Raceway attendee, and who knows, maybe one day I'll be telling my family these stories. Welcome to the paddock. It's walkable from the infield and every camping ticket comes with 2 free paddock tickets. It gives you access to a viewing deck overlooking pit road and a great view of the start and finish line. But if you're not camping, you actually can still get entry tickets for about $50. And there is a walkway to and from the grandstands that goes under the track to get there, which you get to access if you have a paddock wristband. It also gives you access to what they call Autograph Alley, so you can get autographs from drivers, and it's also where Victory Lane is located, so it's the only way you can be front and center for that. They host pre-race entertainment there and driver Q&As. Also, before the race on Sunday, you can actually go out and sign the start and finish line, and it gives you a much better view for drivers' introductions. So there's definitely a lot of perks to it, and it's great that it's free with the camping pass. Personally, we felt like this was enough to get a great view of the race, especially with the giant TV screens, so we did not buy extra grandstand tickets, which was a great way to save money and make this weekend more affordable. I will say though, the grandstands are very nice for different reasons, because you get a dedicated seating spot and you don't have to worry about the viewing deck getting too busy. Plus, I think the view of the track overall is better from the grandstands. But if you want to see the pits and feel more like you're really there in the race and you can see the drivers, then the Paddock Plus is definitely a better choice there.
I'm actually making fun of it and you're recording me. Thank you. Oh, look, there's a little...
They'd pull on it.
Little, you know.
I measured it from my head, not your head. I'm so sorry. So my dad is currently heading off to get more photos during qualifying. So today is the MillerTech Battery 200 for the Craftsman Truck Series. Tomorrow is the Pocono Mountain 250 for the Xfinity Series. And then Sunday is the big race, which is the Great American Getaway 400 for the Cup Series. I have to say, it is so nice to have my van right here in the middle of everything. I can save money by not buying food out all weekend. And I don't know, my van is just like my safe space for me, where I just feel so at peace and like my own personal getaway. So it's nice to be able to relax because this weekend's schedule is packed. Also, if you just like this track and you just want to camp here but you aren't around during a race weekend, you can actually also camp here on non-race days for $60 a day or $400 a week. And those spots actually include a 50 amp hookup with water and sewage hookups. All year round, they have the showers, the dog park, fire rings, picnic tables, and basically everything else you could need. I actually decided that I'm going to start a NASCAR bucket list and camp at all of the tracks in America. I already bought camping tickets to the Daytona 500 next year. I'm really holding out and hoping for those media passes. So maybe I'll see you there, Or also, I'll be actually doing my first ever meet and greet and doing a presentation on full-time travel at the George Live event in Hot Springs, Arkansas. The venue is close to Hot Springs National Park, and they have a lot of really awesome speakers like heavyweight boxer Kenzie Morrison and Lieutenant Governor Andre Bauer and Richie Minervini, who was an actor in Paul Blart and Grown Ups, and they even have a free Sunday service with Pastor Bob Joyce. So it should be a lot of fun. I'll be there all weekend long, and hopefully I can provide a lot of value with my presentation to help prepare people for full-time travel or who just want to get into van life. So if you want to learn more about that event and how to get tickets, I'll leave my link and my discount code in the description.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life.
Before the first race, I headed over to the paddock to pick up my RE scanner. This allows you to listen in on communication between drivers, teams, and spotters. It was $50 to rent for 1 weekend, but now that I know that I want to go to a lot of races, I may just buy one of my own. But I did do a lot of Googling, and I learned that if you buy an off-brand one, even though it can be cheaper, sometimes they can have a bit of a delay, so you're not getting as much of a live update. Or also, I actually could have just bought this pair after the race, and the $50 I spent would have acted as a deposit towards that purchase, so as if I never even rented it and just bought it in the first place. I only decided against it because I live in a van, and I just need to be cautious about everything that I buy because every square inch counts. So to only use this once or twice a year, it just wouldn't be worth the real estate in my van. So another win for forced minimalism in van life. It really does save me a lot of money. Because trust me, I'm a girl, I like shopping, I just can't do it as much anymore. And you definitely don't need these, but for my first race, I thought it was super fun, and it helped a lot with noise canceling because either way I would have needed to bring noise canceling headphones because it gets super, super loud, especially on the paddock. The Miller Tech Battery 200 for the Craftsman Truck Series is getting ready to start, so I headed up to the viewing deck. The first race of the week doesn't get too full, but for Sunday this deck was absolutely packed. People are definitely more excited for Sunday's race, however I'm very excited for this race because when I was a kid, I loved the movie Big Fat Liar and the TV show Malcolm in the Middle, and especially the Agent Cody Bank movies. And the main actor, Frankie Muniz, is the driver for Black Cat Fireworks in today's truck series. And I know that probably sounds as bad as saying, I'm picking that team to root for because I think the colors are pretty. But listen, he is a retired CIA agent who saved Hillary Duff. I mean, how could I not be rooting for him?
You think you got control, but it's the
They have live music, driver appearances, interactive displays, games, giveaways, merchandise haulers, a kids carnival, and Saturday is Kids Day. However, a really awesome thing they do for families is that all race weekend long, children 12 and under have free admission. I think that really just boosts making this into a family affair even more, because buying tickets when you're a family of 4+ to anything can be really expensive. They also have 30+ veteran-based organizations and booths for all branches of the armed forces, and over 75 displays and vendors, and this is all just on Friday, which in my opinion is the best day to come to avoid big crowds for sure. Though fanfare happens all weekend long, and you can even get up close and personal and see some real race cars out here, so even if you're not infield camping and you're coming to a race, there's definitely a lot to do. Back at the paddock, I was able to meet Toni Bringdinger, and she was signing lots of autographs. She started racing and being on tracks at the age of 10, and she's the only woman competing in the truck series. And actually, she was the only woman I noticed racing all weekend long, so obviously I am automatically a fan. She's currently ranked like 22 out of 61 in the series, so I think she's doing really well. So while the paddock viewing deck is nice, I noticed there was a viewing deck on top of this little bar right next to it, and they had bar stools, but they definitely had the best viewing area. I could just turn around at the end of the race and view victory lane, but also get a great view of the finish line all race long. And from up here, I could see the pit crews warming up and getting ready, and we are finally gearing up for the first race of the weekend to get started. By the end of this race, I was super grateful for the RE scanner, mainly because of the noise canceling, but also it was super fun to hear the drivers' conversations. I could either listen to it on scan and hear a bit of everyone, or pick a driver and just listen to their conversations.
Uphill battle from the get-go, so just make things straight for this race. We'll find our way to the front. Thanks for all the hard work to be on pit road. Side, so don't worry about using it up, you know what I mean? Drive the push out of it. No one to go, so when you leave it, really good time. You heard different snowboard flags. On site TV, so make sure everybody tuned in after the race. They'll give up about a half a second, maybe, but I think it's better be. Line 2 red all the way down. 3, 2, 1, and stop. A lot of give here to start. Lap 60, 70, 80 is all we can start to take. For now, we just want to learn, work on everything that we talked about this week, and be there at the end, have a good finish. Thank you, yourself.
Thanks, fellas. We'll have fun today up here in the Pocono Mountains. Thank y'all for the hard work. Be safe down there and save you some gas. Hopefully we'll good job.
Clear, bottom's clear.
One of the most interesting things I heard on a lot of channels was drivers being surprised over and over by how difficult the turns on the track are. All 3 turns in the Tricky Triangle are different, so turn 1 is based off of Trenton Speedway and 14 degrees of banking. Turn 2 is nicknamed the Tunnel Turn and based on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it has 8 degrees of banking, and turn 3 is based on the Milwaukee Mile and only 6 degrees of banking. The track is 2.5 miles in length and one of the longest tracks in NASCAR, and this is a quote of how Tyler Deering explains it on Hendrick Motorsports. To begin, drivers will build quite a bit of speed as they head down the long front straightaway into turn 1. 14 degrees of banking allows for that speed to be carried through to the Long Pond Straight, with only 8 degrees of banking. The second turn, also known as the Tunnel Turn, forces drivers to be cautiously aggressive as they head to turn 3. Competitors must manage throttle time in order to build a run to the start-finish line.
First start, the inside got the lead, but that's only because of...
One of the reasons this makes it so tricky is that crew chiefs will have to compromise because there's no way to set up a vehicle so that it can do best at all 3 different turns.
In that one, make it feel a little better.
Something I forgot to mention, and one of my favorite things about this weekend, is they actually have at the fanfare outside on the grandstands on Sunday a drug take-back program by the Office of the Attorney General, where if you bring in unused or expired prescription medications during NASCAR weekend and turn them over to be safely disposed, they'll actually give you a ticket to come back and race and drive your own vehicle around the track, like the actual Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway track. It helps combat the opioid epidemic, but also you get to drive on the freaking track, which is so cool, and I really wish I wasn't out of town the dates they have for that, but I definitely would have loved to do that. But for now, day 2 of the Infield camping is coming to an end, and I actually already got an email about renewing my camping spot for next year. But for now, I'm just enjoying the evening as the sun sets and resting up for another big day at the track tomorrow.